Let's get away from the globe and come to India. So what brought you to India?
Well, first and foremost, I wanted to spend time at our Indian office. It's a new management team. There's massive momentum here. Lots of excitement around the brand and the evolution of the brand. And I thought it was important to bring the global community to India to celebrate, first and foremost, the work that they've been producing over time, because I think they've been producing some of the freshest, most innovative work that we've produced recently.
Can you talk about them?
Yes, well, the work I love, obviously, I think the Bajaj Autos campaign was phenomenally successful. I think to take the aircraft carrier, to repurpose it, to reincarnate it, to change it into a motorbike that people could drive with pride, a piece of history. I mean, if you're looking for a business idea, a new business idea that generated not only instant sales over the course of the first week, which has a long-term future now as a brand product within the portfolio, there's a brilliant example of an insightful, creative, game-changing idea and marketplace success. And I love the freshness of the thinking there. More recently, the work for HB Lubricants, Roads That Honk, solved a human problem, but used technology in a really interesting fashion, but rooted it in comprehensive understanding of human behavior, to take the audio sound of a basic horn, which is universally known, and to turn that into the solution to a problem that India faces and many other countries around the world face, from Saudi Arabia to Nepal, etc. But again, I think that it just shows a new way of thinking, where innovation sits at the heart of the agency. They're always looking to leverage technology, to infuse technology into solutions, and just the energy and passion that resides in the Mumbai office is second to none. It's contagious, infectious. And last night we met as a team, and the conversation during the course of the evening was just the energy and ambition that resides here. And you understand the climate that we all operate in and the world that we now have to work within. But I think there's a real modernity and a source of energy here in this office, which I'm incredibly proud of, and I wanted people to tap into it and feel it. You see it through the work, but when you meet the people, you feel the ambition, and you believe that you can do anything. You can change the world. The GPC is our Global Product Committee. The P, obviously, is the most important thing, the product. You know me, I have absolutely a laser-sharp focus on the quality of our work. That is my primary role. That is my lifelong ambition, to make sure that the work is as good as it can possibly be. And this is the way we put that laser-sharp focus on the work that we produce geographically around the world. We assemble a team from different geographies around the world. We come to the table and we analyze the work from each of the offices, for each of the brands in each of the regions around the world on a scale of 1 to 10, and 7+ being the standard, right, and the quality I expect the work to be.
In India, we're still a TV-heavy market. Is there a temptation sometimes to say, embrace this technology, embrace all the new things we can do, and drop the attention on the bread and butter, which is the television commercials, which sells, day-to-day brick-and-mortar products?
Yes, I mean, look, I think talking about, the debate around is television dead,
right,
has been around a long time.
Right.
I think as a human race, we have a lifelong eternal relationship and love of film. Bollywood, Hollywood. If you look at anything, around the world, we love film. And I never think of a television screen. I just think of a screen. And we live in a screen age. That screen can be a cell phone. That screen can be a television screen. That screen can be a cinema screen. That screen can be a screen in the street. That screen can be projected onto a building. we live in this screen age, and I think our duty is to create moving pictures that move people. And film is alive. Film will always be alive. Film is a great way to tell stories, to connect to people in a visceral way, to impart information in a way that people respond to. And I think if you start lensing it through the eye of film, as opposed to a television screen, let's banish the word television. Because screens are alive everywhere. You know, from a screen in a car to a screen on the fridge to a screen in the street. Think of the screen as just as a canvas, a blank canvas to create film that connects to people.
Sort of repeat the question. You know, is there a danger that young creatives embrace and chase, you know, tech-led communication solutions as opposed to the simpler ones, which is what perhaps countries like India will need for some time to come? I'm not saying the tech-led will not be required, but the bread and butter will need still to come from film.
Always, you know, storytelling.
Yeah.
You know, I think we love storytelling, and how you dispense, how you tell that story, what channel you choose to tell that story through will change, and it's clearly evolving. But I think ideas can be activated and amplified in any one of the channels that we choose to use. And I don't think I'm doing a TV commercial. You don't start there. That's how you connect.
Yeah,
that's the channel. You start with, I'm having an idea that people will respond to, that people will buy. I think the thing that's changed, clearly changed, is that advertising in the old way, when you had a captive audience, you're talking about television. You know, in the old days, you had a captive audience. They were there. You knew where they were, at what time, doing whatever they were doing, watching that TV screen. And you talked at them, and they listened. Now, with technology at their fingertips, they're rejecting us. They're not even watching television half the time. So we have to find content. We have to create content that people buy. And that requires a new way of thinking, a new way of creating. And you see it you just look at the work around you. At the end of the day, we can talk about the theory behind communication, and we can talk about the results of communication, but at the end of the day, let's look at the work. Let's look at the product of what we do. And I think when you look at the portfolio of work that we produce as an industry across the world, that acts as a barometer of the health of our industry. You know, when you go to the award shows, I always think award shows for me are about stimulation and education. You know, it's the standard of the industry at that moment in time, and vitally important to us, because when you look at the work, you see the quality of thinking, you see the quality of the ideas, you see the quality of the execution, and you see the effect of the thinking behind that. And that's the modern day standard. That's the normal now. And really that, for me, will always be the most important thing.
Right. You spoke with the last question. You spoke about two pieces of work from India. One was the Vikrant work, one was Roads That Honk.
Yeah.
Tell me, in the new construct of Publicis, you know, the power of one and so on, will we see Indian ideas travel to other offices as we have been at the receiving end, where we've seen global ideas coming to
certainly.
India?
Look, I'm a great believer in radical collaboration, and the GPC sits at the heart of the company, and it's much more than just a focus on the work. It has this incredible effect to bond people together and create a human network. And we are in the people business, and the most important assets that we have, our talent, our people, come together as one, and we share. This is about making sure that it's fluid, it's open, it's flat, and we constantly share ideas, we share expertise, we help each other. You know, if you have a great idea, it will come to life somewhere. You will get help from somewhere, or vice versa. And so the great ideas that originate anywhere in the world will come to light in different ways. I take HP Roads That Honk. that innovation, that idea is so important to the human race, it must travel. It must be planted in, seeded in different parts of the world, because many countries in the world face exactly the same problem. So we have to amplify that idea and take it further afield so we get the most value from it. And so ideas can be the amplifier, can be the connective tissue, because everyone gets excited by brilliant ideas. You know, if India produces a brilliant, game-changing, innovative idea, it will live and be brought to life in every geography around the world, like any great idea.
Thank you so much, and hope to see you again soon.
Yes, pleasure to see you
and
again.
hope to talk about more great work.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you. Thank you.